Hello and welcome back to Fist Entertainment. This time for my review of what I consider my favorite one in the franchise, Child's Play 2 from 1990. What is it about Child's Play 2 that I like so much? I just think that it took everything we loved about the first movie and expanded quite well on it. Love the fact that like all the other entries in the Child's Play franchise, this one has a big, massive smirk of comedy. And gags in it, but it doesn't lose sight of what it is. The problem with each movie is they lose sight of what it is. This one actually does come across as a quite terrifying movie to some people. Not me, obviously. But out of all of the Child's Play films, I would have to say this one probably is the most memorable one, and it's also the one that really comes to heart to being really the cult classic of the bunch, is Child's Play 2 from 1990. I just really feel that they did a great job on that particular one versus the first one, which was kind of like an introduction movie. I thought that they really just did a wonderful job. And basically, the effects of it are pretty good. I really loved how Chucky looked in the movie. He looked a little more sinister. He looked like he was really having a lot of fun. And something people don't really know this, but in the first film they actually had Brad Dourif actually doing the Chucky in conjunction with the movement of the doll, which kind of made for what's known as time-lapse problems with the doll's mouth and movements. In this movie they actually filmed the voice of Chucky before anything else in the movie, and then went ahead and added in later, adjusting it to the movements of the mouth of the animatronic doll, which is why it looks literally like he is literally talking correctly with the doll. So that's why it looks a little different. Well, plot of the movie. Well, taking place, I say, about a couple of years, at most, probably less, after, but I think it takes place in real time, actually, so 2 years, taking place 2 years after the events of Child's Play. Andy Barclay is in child services, and he's about to get adopted to a new home. Of course, the foster parents are skeptics about bringing him in their house. And basically, they accept the kid and bring him into the house. This is what pretty much happens. Charles Lee Ray, obviously, because corporate corruption just doesn't care about anything but being corporate and being greedy. So they actually took the remains, somehow took the remains of Chucky from the previous film, cleaned him up, and put him back together again, and kind of brought him back to life. Well, for some way, that kind of brought Charles Lee Ray's character back too, because he's still attached to that doll. Of course, thinking that he can go ahead and get reborn for Andy, he does pursue Andy again. And then we're back to Andy trying to convince everybody that Chucky's trying to kill him. And no one believes him. Then he starts killing everybody around him. He starts killing both of the foster parents, his caseworker, and all this stuff. Even a teacher at the school that he was going to. Then it's up to him and his new foster sister to battle it out with Chucky to save Andy's soul. And that's basically the plot of the movie. I just really like the flow of this movie. It's thrilling. It has a thriller element to it. It a very good use of character developments in the movie. Every character in this film you actually kind of enjoy watching. It's something that's very rare in a horror movie. So there's just lots of things I loved about this movie in that regard. Alright, quality. Child's Play 2 and 3 in this box set are in stereo surround. They're not in 5.1 DTS HD, so they're in DTS HD Master Audio 2.0 stereo surround. Does that actually steal from the quality of the movie? Not really. It does sound a lot like a stereo surround source with a lot of good treble. It kind of reminds me a bit of Wishmaster 1 and Wishmaster 3, which I reviewed last month. It kind of reminds me of that. So there's lots of really good surround effects and stuff like that going on. I would say at some points, though, it does seem to sound a little bit flat. I would say that really with the second, third, fourth films, I would say, I would say 2 for 5. 2, 3, 4, and 5. In this box set, it seemed like Universal Studios was just being lazy with this box set. And it definitely does kind of show a bit when it comes to the audio of these movies on parts 2 and 3. And somewhat 5 and 4, but 4 and 5 are a little bit better than this. But 2 and 3 really suffer from this I don't give a fuck about this franchise when it comes to Universal. Which is why, yes, I actually did mention this in the last review, but Scream Factory, you bought the first movie, why not buy all the others? But it's probably just tied up with Universal rights currently, and that's probably why. But yeah, it would have been nice. But all I can say is, for what it is, it's not bad. It just could have been a lot better. As for the video, it definitely has that 1980s film reel look to it. But one thing I can say Universal does do well on these older movies, especially when even if they don't feel the need to really put any effort into these movies, audio quality, they always deliver on video. The video is crystal clear in this movie. I had no problem with the video at all in this movie. Unfortunately, they have not really done a completely well done remake, makeover of Child's Play sequels at all, even to this day. The 7-film set that we can get now that has Child's Play throughout Cult of Chucky. The only films that get really any attention is Child's Play, Curse of Chucky, and Cult of Chucky. When it comes to 2, 3, 4, and 5, they're rushed. I think it's the best way to kind of look at it. That said, it's not like it's completely bad on everything. The audio at some points in the movie is pretty good. The video is very, very well done. What's interesting is, watching these films theatrically, is that all but the reimagining of Child's Play from 2019 are in either 185 or 178 by 1 wide frame. And once they're in 178, they're all televised into digital looking. And I'll get those obviously when we get to the last 2 films. But yeah, I actually really enjoyed this movie. I was very engaged, very entertained. And really, I don't know what it is about this one that I like so much. Blue, stay in here. I don't know what it is about this one I like so much, but I just really, really like this particular Child's Play film over the others. I especially like the climax. I mean, they have a lot of fun with the climax of this movie. I mean, they do a lot of shit to Chucky in this movie at the very end of the film. And it's just very thrilling. I mean, this one really sticks with you. If you were like, a older guy like me that still gets scared of horror movies, which obviously I don't, but if you were an individual that does, this one could actually do that due to his imagery and his excitement and his thrilling, chilling sequences in the film, unlike the first film and all the other ones that doesn't really have all that. Right, there's some emotional and some drama character moments in the other films, but it's not the same thing as this one. This one's just a real thrilling movie, and I think that's the reason why I kind of like it so much. Well, we're not gonna make a 15 marker on this one, but that's my views, opinions, and my review, like thoughts on the quality of the movie when it comes to Child's Play 2 from 1990. I hope you enjoyed. I will see you guys next time for my review of Child's Play 3, which is not going to be literally next. It's going to be probably tomorrow. If I wake up early enough, I'll probably review 3 films tomorrow. We'll find out. Well, we'll see you guys next time.